Oh man.
So nobody want to open up. Welcome to another episode of Uncensored Philly Sports Podcast. You got Wayne, Ethan, and Tim in the building. We knew they wasn't going to go undefeated. You know what I'm saying? Listen, it was some things happening in this game. Could we have played better? Yeah. I mean, we had more. We had 3 turnovers all season. We had 3 tonight. So I mean, I'm not tripping. The offense got smacked around a little bit. Defense got wore down too. It just wasn't our night, man. I honestly though, I just was irked about the one thing I was irked about was the Dallas Goedert thing. That I mean, they almost ripped that man's head off. Like, come on, bro. But other than that, you know what I'm saying, I ain't gonna rip nobody. I'm not tripping on nothing. I know y'all got some kind of feelings, but I know y'all probably down in the dumps right now. You know, barely wanted to be on here. We still 8-1. I'm not tripping. Now, should we come out and play like this again another week? However, it would have been nice if the offense could have been consistent again. Like I said, that's going to catch up to you at some point in time where you go through laws where you're not moving the ball and doing nothing. But I mean, it was a bad game for us. The refs, I do agree. I think it was horrible reffing going on.
Listen, it's a lot of factors into why we lost the game. First of all, there was let's start with the defensive side of the ball. We couldn't stop them from running down our throat the first half. I mean, they just ran. They just kept the ball. We was off the field most of the first half because they ran the ball. They just had us. They had our number. We're missing 2 key players on defense, and you're going to feel it the next 3 or 4 weeks, especially when we play the Titans and Dallas. We missing the ball, Vontae Maddox. He out for the next 4 days, 4 games. He went on the IR this week, and you missed the boy Jordan Davis. We don't have no run stoppers. The one thing about us that we were so good was we was balanced as far as we was great on both sides of the ball. We're not like that right now. So we're going to need the offense to step up. And is that really fair? I mean, it's something that they're going to have to do. I'm not even going to say fair, but we're just going to have to pretty much score in every possession.
That ain't true. Offense turned the ball over 3 times.
But still, I'm saying,
and the defense also, our first score, the defense got the ball back. The defense stopped them on the first drive. We turned it over with that, well, not turned it over, but got that penalty. The defense got right back there and took the ball back and gave us a short field to score. I'm not saying the defense played great by any stretch, but we've been without Jordan and we've been without what's his name before. So I'm not.
This is on our second game without Jordan Davis, and you feeling it like you saw what the Titans did last week. And you saw what they did this week on us. That's the formula to beat the Eagles, to keep us the offense off the field. And then the young boy and the whatchamacallit hurt. You can see he didn't have, once he sprained his ankle, had that ankle injury. AJ, he wasn't the same at all in the game. You saw him limping. Even when he was trying to block, he was hopping on one foot after he made the block. So
now that's the part that concerns me.
Yeah, so it's like you got an injury, we got a little nicked up, and then we got a short week going to next week. But I'm telling you, it's gonna come down to the stop and the run. We got to learn how to stop the run.
What you got, Ethan?
I'm just here so I won't get fined.
But guess what? You know what, Tim? You saying about stopping the run? You do realize Washington didn't have a great run percentage. They averaged like 3 yards a carry. That's not great.
The first half they didn't.
They averaged 3. No, their leading running back averaged 3.3 yards a carry. Gibson averaged 3.1 yards a carry. They only averaged 3 yards a carry. They just kept running the ball. And
getting first downs running the ball, meaning they couldn't stop them from. In the first half, they was 13. They was 8 of 13, 8 for 13 on third and fourth downs.
Thank you, Mr. Wing.
I mean, they were staying.
Thank you, Mr. Wing.
They were staying.
Washington ran the ball, and we didn't feel a need to run the ball in the first half.
Oh yeah, but we didn't talk about the offense. We know clearly they just kept passing. That's not the formula for us to win.
Well, maybe we could have controlled the ball if we'd have did a little bit more running.
Absolutely. You ain't saying nothing here.
Yeah, we really gave that game away, man. We gave that. Goddard fumbled and Quez Watkins fumbled.
That was
the terrible call in slow motion, did it look like Graham could have held up a little bit, but I mean, he looked like he wanted to take a knee. He didn't want to take a knee. The refs, to me, sometimes the refs got to take discretion. Was he really trying to hurt the ball? Was he trying to slow up? You don't just take a football. You don't decide a football game.
And they owed us that call considering they blew that face pass.
I don't think you can. Yeah, especially since you missed that face, man. I don't think you should decide a football game on a flag. That was terrible.
They did.
That was terrible. But Eagles got to hold on to the ball. Quez Watkins, come on, man. What are you doing? I was praying ball was touched.
I was like, please.
Like, how did he even lose his footing? Like, that should have been just a catch and run with nobody around him.
Here's the thing. That was a perfect pass by. That was a perfect pass by Jalen too. All he got to do is keep running.
All right, well, okay. Jalen threw bad passes too.
Jalen
he threw a few of them. He threw a few bad ones tonight, but
it was a good pass. Every quarterback doesn't make every pass in every game. So if he had one or two bad passes, I can live with that.
The defense, though, my goodness, the run. What are we doing? It was bad to watch. Yeah, it was 3 yards a carry, but it was 3 yards. Then they go for a fourth down. They get it, so it was like a slow death. It was slow death.
And that's why if we would have did a better job of controlling the ball when we had it, instead of getting pass happy, especially when you know that your top receiver is down. And I put that on the play call. And we gave the guys props that was making the play calls before. This time they got to take the heat for it. Yep. Like this they should have ran the ball more.
I think they should have ran the ball more to try to keep our defense from getting on the field. But the defense got to make type of adjustments. And I told you the pass rush is terrible. Where's this dude we traded for, Quinn? He don't get that many snaps. What do you get? 3-4 snaps a game? You brought in him here to rush the quarterback. We need somebody to rush the quarterback. We don't rush the quarterback good at all. When we're not blitzing, it seems like we get no pressure. Our two defensive tackles ain't getting no push. Fletcher Cox is like he's done. Fletcher Cox is done. And he gets a whole lot of snaps. Maybe he needs to calm down on his snaps a little bit. Especially against the run. He's getting abused.
Well, you can't do that when Jordan Davis ain't in there. Who you gonna put in there? Maybe that's why he started playing. Remember, Jordan Davis wasn't getting as many reps as we thought he should have early on in the season. Then all of a sudden we started getting more reps. All of a sudden Cox started having better games. And now we see when he's not in there, last couple weeks, now Cox is getting more reps. But Miles Sanders averaged 5 yards a carry.
How many carries?
Let me sure.
And he only had two carries.
No, he averaged 40. No, he had 12 attempts for 54 yards at 4.5 a clip.
And he had 2 in the first half.
2 in the first half.
Yeah, but that's what I'm saying. This is we put ourselves in position, and then that's just like the pass that Jalen threw the interception. I'm not tweaking on that, but that's a horrible pass.
It was not a horrible pass.
What was great about it?
His hands, he bobbled it up, and that's how it got picked.
He bobbled it up and it got picked. I thought the boy just he ain't just snatch it. Okay,
no, he bobbled it up.
No,
all right,
he bobbled it up. Stop it.
I'm just saying about throwing it into double coverage. I'm not talking about the actual pass itself. I'm talking about into double coverage.
It wasn't a double coverage.
I'm just talking about it being in double coverage. At that point, I didn't think it was needed.
AJ Brown is gonna make that catch.
Okay.
And it cost us an interception.
Listen, I'm not putting this game on Jalen. I'm putting this game on the coaching staff. We should have ran the ball more.
Yeah, Mr. Wing, it was all
he did throw that pass in double coverage, though. Let's not forget that. What you mean, so what?
He believes.
Well, it can't listen. If you throw that ball, if you throw them 50-50 balls, it's a chance that what's going to happen. It's a chance that it's going to get picked.
He got it, but
so it's a chance it's going to get picked. That was a terribly tough catch for AJ.
It's called a 50-50 ball.
He didn't come up with it.
That was in his hand. That was in his hand.
It wasn't in his hand.
I just don't think. I just don't think the Eagles in their play calling respected Washington. I think they came out and felt like they were just going to whip the ball around and do whatever they wanted against Washington. And they should have slowed it down some, did a little more of the screen catching, receiving stuff, but also run the ball more. That's how the Eagles, for if we keep it in the bean, what the Eagles' bread and butter has been is them being able to pound the ball down the other team's throat and complementing it with the pass and attack and stuff like that. When we sit back and we want to go just pass happy, it don't pan out for us. Our team is not built. Our line is built as a running line for real. So,
and then about Landon Dickerson, he cost us big time too. I know the boy Allen is a beast, but he couldn't do nothing with him. They should have had probably left a back behind there just to block or chip him a little bit because he couldn't do nothing with him. Especially if
now,
you want to
the one play, and it's kind of hard to rip. The one play where it irked me a little bit with Jalen was when it was like third down and it was like the 2 minutes and what was like third and like 8, something like that, and he tried to take off and run up the middle and they just gripped him up. Like at least try. That's not the play. He ran too soon. I didn't think he needed to leave the pocket. That he left the pocket too early with that one.
He was trying to be.
But that being said, I'm not putting this whole game on him. But I thought that was a horrible play.
It was. He tried to play hero ball in that play right there.
Yeah. Hey, if you're gonna call out 2 plays out the entire game, I could live with that.
Oh no! Oh, listen, I'm just breaking, and that's like even what we could say we won about the defense. The defense came up with 2 turnovers. Our offense gave the ball up. For real, we lost by all right. I ain't counting that last score. You know what I'm saying? It is what it is. We lost by 1 score. The offense turned the ball over 3 times, and the defense took 2 turnovers. So I mean, if the offense would have took better care of the ball, Quez with the fumble, you know what I mean, Jalen's interception, I don't think it was a bad placement of a pass. I just didn't agree with that pass being thrown at that point. So I don't know. Like I said, I think they came out and they was disrespectful to Washington. I think Washington pulled their big boy pants on and said, you here for a fight.
Steve, come pull up, grab a seat, Steve.
Always gonna give them their best. Like this Steve, is like Super Bowl for a lot of teams. And so seeing Washington came in with nothing to lose. Heineke, I mean, he was okay, but they trying to make it seem like he played this outstanding game. But I'm gonna hang this game on the defense, even though the offense turned
the ball over 3 times.
They did, but the defense they kept up.
The defense actually, even though they got ran through, they made stops and we had opportunity to win the game 3 times. 3 times we had a chance, or was it twice? We had a chance to go down there and take the lead. Then we fumbled with Goddard, then fumbled again with first that third down play where Hurts, which was a fumble Goddard, third down play where Hurts, fumble with Wentz. However it went, we had 3 times to go down and take the lead. Yeah. 3 times, and we didn't get it done. The defense, mind you, held them to 26 points, not counting that last touchdown, which in the NFL nowadays ain't terrible.
Yeah, especially when your offense turns the ball over. Especially when your offense turns the ball over 3 times. Yes. Yeah. And like I say, I'm not putting it on. Listen, before anybody come out saying I'm hating on Hurts, I'm not saying that that's on Hurts. I'm talking about this is what I've been talking about all season with the offense. They go through these laws where they just it's like sometimes they look like a machine. Then they go through these laws, and I think today part of that law was because they got away from the running attack and got pass happy. It's the same way it used to be with Andy Reid. Remember, it used to be like he come out and just had Donovan throw the ball like 40 times or something like that. Like if we can run the ball down their throat, run the ball down their throat.
We like to do that the second half of the game. Like first half, we like to build a lead. Like we had a lead every game going into the third quarter this season.
That's good. I wanted to see what they made of. They go without the lead. Let's see what you made of.
And I do believe we was going to score if Quez Watkins didn't fumble that ball. I think that was the game to me. We was going to win that game.
Or if what's the name ain't fumble, or if Goddard ain't fumble, I think we just scored that play too.
Yeah.
I mean, that drive too.
Now let me ask y'all this: when at the 50, when we had a chance to put them back and go 3rd and 10, I think it was, or 3rd and 15, where they would have to kick a 60-yard field. We told them we accept or we declined the penalty, and they kicked the 55.
Well, they would have had another play. Who knows what would have happened the way our defense was playing that half? They might have got a first down. They might have went down and scored a touchdown.
Hey, Herb, you know why he only threw 26 passes? Because we ain't had the ball for a lot of the time.
Yeah, we ain't had no ball.
We ain't had no ball. We weren't moving the ball down the field to keep the ball like that. That's why I'm saying if we balance it out and did a little bit more running, I do think we probably could have had the same amount of passes, if not more. Just we could have had the ball even more. This is how we usually dominate, by having the time of possession, running the ball down their throat. Our defense wasn't great, but we gave up 3 yards of run. Meanwhile, our offense was able to get 4.5 yards of run, but we wasn't running it.
But you got to remember, those 3 yards of run came down. I don't know, sometimes we knew they was running. We stuffing them at the end of the game. So that could have diminished the rushing yards too.
It ain't diminished it that much.
listen, I'm gonna tell you this: the first half they was getting 5 yards a pop. You can say what you want. First half of that ball game, they was getting 5 yards a pop.
Yeah,
Easy.
for two of them drives, they was, and the Eagles started stopping
every drive. Every drive.
They had 3 drives, and it was like 8 minutes, 8 minutes, 8 minutes.
How many minutes did we have it in between that?
2 minutes, like 3 minutes.
But that's the point I'm saying, and I get it. I do put stuff on defense, but you do realize if the defense is out there and then they got to come right back out there, that wears you down. That's why I'm saying we need a balance on offense and defense. I'm not letting the defense off the hook, because the defense, no matter what, the defense didn't come up with enough plays. But they did come up with some plays to get us in position, but you can't keep letting your defense have to. It was the same thing with Chip Kelly. Remember how the Eagles off and we used to score all quick and do this, that, and other. Chip Kelly did the defense right back out there, getting wore down.
But that's because with Chip Kelly, we used to do that during the third and fourth quarter. We know what to do in the third and fourth quarter, but for some reason, tonight, that first and second quarters, we was just playing silly. We were just throwing, and that was coaching. That was play calling.
I agree with you. That's why I'm saying the same way when I've been talking all season about whoever's calling the play calls need to check it sometimes.
Yeah, they got us for that. Remember that CJ Gardner-Johnson 15-yard penalty they got us? They started them on a 50-yard. That was another bogus call that they made. It's like I'm looking at all these bogus. I mean, it looked like the rest was. I don't want to be that. I don't want to be a Cowboys fan and blame everybody. But the rest didn't help us at all tonight. They really didn't.
Let me ask y'all this. I can't really remember as clearly. Well, we scored our 14 points in the first quarter, right? Were both of those scores off of the Eagles' turnovers, getting turnovers or stops? Or, like, I know the first score, we got the turnover, right? And got the ball back, and then we went down and scored. The second time we scored, I mean, I guess Washington came down, and I don't know, but yeah, but this one all I'm saying is we saying our offense wasn't good today. Our offense wasn't good. This is not the offense we've been used to seeing. It just wasn't.
Yeah. I think sometimes the Eagles get too pass happy early in games. I don't get it. Hand that ball off. I don't know if it's a product of the run pass option. Is it what Jalen's seeing? Because a lot of this is predicated on what, like we talked about last year, a lot of this is predicated on what Jalen's seeing, if he's handing the ball off as he's running. But 2 carries for Miles Sanders in the first half, that's not good enough to me. That's not good enough for me.
That's play calling. And especially,
and what we didn't have the ball a lot. Let me remind us of that. We didn't have a lot of plays, period, in the first half. But once Miles started getting the ball,
some of that goes on to the offense, though.
But when
we had the same amount of. No, I'm just saying we had the same amount of possessions they did. Just they was moving it and we did.
Well. It's
one game though. I mean, listen, I ain't expect them to go undefeated. I'm saying, I'm not tripping. I'm not tripping about this game. I know it hurt because it was a division rival, and then you at home. You know what I mean? It had everything going. They did the pregame show. You got McNabb with his oversized jacket and whatever he was wearing on his feet, and then you had Mike Vick and Jalen, and they all sitting around like passing the torch to the young black quarterback, and all that looked kind of dandy.
Eagles let that go to their head. Eagles let all this go to their head.
It was all fine and dandy till we hit the field.
They let it all go to their heads. Hopefully, this might be a good wake-up call, man. Get it back in order, man, for these next 8 games left. Next 8 games.
I think
hey, listen, non-conformist.
Again, that'd be nice.
Non-conformist. Listen, I get it. We lost Jalen. I'm not Jalen. AJ. He got hurt. But guess what? If we're supposed to be that good in all these, if we have a quarterback that's in the talks of MVP, and our running game is one of the top running games in the league, and our defense was playing, one player going down shouldn't make it where though now all of a sudden we can't function.
We were able to function. We those turnovers hurt us. Don't act like Quez. That's why Quez Watkins. I'm so.
One of the turnovers was AJ, right?
No. Oh yeah.
Oh, you put it on Jalen. Are you gonna put it on Jalen or you gonna put it on AJ?
I mean, AJ,
look, Tim just hurt his soul just now trying to.
No. What I'm saying is, with the way we played horrible. We didn't stop the run. We did all these things, and despite all that, we had a chance to still win the game late in the game. What the problem was that last fumble by Quez Watkins, it hurt us.
Oh, absolutely.
quiet as kept. He's done that a lot. He's missed a lot of key plays in games, especially last year.
Who missed a lot of key plays in games?
Quez not catching balls, like letting him go through his hand, and everything. Quez is
he fumbled. I'm not blaming the whole game on Quez, but
I'm not. But I'm saying I've seen this. If you go back and watch, he's not a good route runner. He make a lot of mistakes.
Didn't he score one of them touchdowns?
And tonight was one of them.
He scored one of them touchdowns, though, didn't he?
What, tonight?
Yeah. Who was that? They called ran a touchdown. Caught the catch spin and went in for the touchdown.
That was
Devontae. Yeah, that was Devontae.
Devontae got one. Jalen ran for one.
And Goddard got one.
Yeah.
That was a good play with the Goddard one.
Yeah, I'm looking, and
I'm just jump past the Goddard. That was a good play. Good play.
No, it was. I'm sitting here. I'm just thinking, man. Boston Scott had one carry for 5 yards. Gainwell had one carry for 7. Hurts carried 6 times for 28, averaging 4.7, and Miles averaged 4.5. But we didn't stick with the run. Washington averaged 3 points. Washington killed us in the second quarter. Honestly, that's where they really, you know what I'm saying, dictated some things. And that's also, I think, then we had a turnover in the second quarter, the interception. Kind of momentum shifted a little bit.
They only had, not including the touchdown at the end. They only had, 3 points after half?
Who, Washington? No, they scored 13 in the second quarter.
After half.
After the half.
Oh, Washington had 12 yeah, you're right. Only 3. That's what I'm saying. They only had 3 points.
They had 6. What they have after the half? 3 or 6. They might have 2 field goals.
Because you had 6. Because they had 2. That's what I'm saying. We saying what the defense gave up, but the defense
not including the touchdown at the end, because I'm not counting that. But they only had
they gave up 6 points in the second half. They got manhandled a little bit.
What we have? 7. We only had scored a touchdown after that.
We had 7. We had 7 after the half. We had 14 in the first, nothing in the second, nothing in the third, and 7 in the fourth. Yeah, that's all I'm saying. That's why I keep saying about the consistency of the offense.
We do play a tough running back next week too.
Yeah,
that's what I'm saying. Without Jordan Davis,
he's not ready yet. They said he was out the boot.
He's still got to do 4 weeks because he's on a injury reserve.
So where is the bull Quinn at?
He was
right. How many snaps he got?
The old dude.
He's supposed to be able to rush the quarterback. You traded away for him. You traded for him. Do something. Give me something. Stop running the same thing out there, and we getting the same results. Stop the run no more.
Washington running back, they lead running back. First of all, they secondary running back ran 14 times, which is just one short from what Miles ran. Their lead running back ran 26 times.
Let me see if McLaurin calls me the game, because
Washington ran the ball 49 times for 152 yards. That's not a great. I mean, they did get the 2 touchdowns, but that's not great rushing. That's just being consistent, just running.
But remember, you had a couple nils down. That's counting as running too.
That's true. All right. So if we do the couple nil downs, so the quarterback had 5 attempts and only 2 yards. He averaged. He had 10 yards on 5 attempts, so he averaged.
What the other running backs do?
The other running back, Brian Robinson, 26 carries for 86 yards at a 3.3 yards per carry. Antonio Gibson, 14 rushes for 44 yards for a 3.1 yard per carry. Those aren't great averages. That's just volume running.
But what he did, that was a lot of us in the first half, and that put us in a hole, man. We couldn't even stop them.
And that's why we should have been running the ball back.
But we didn't even I see what you're saying, but they had so many long possessions in the first half. We barely got one.
Then you know what happens? Do you know how you balance that out? If they have a long drive, I mean, we did cause them. We stopped them the first time they touched the rock. Remember? And they had to punt, but we ran into the punter, so then they got the ball back. Then we went down and got the turnover, and then gave our offense the ball. You remember that part? The defense did come out and play. So even when they gave up the long drive, like on that next time around, how about we come out and we march the ball back down their throat?
We didn't.
That's all I'm saying. We should have did more. We should have did more of that too.
We did more taking and giving.
But it's one game. I mean, listen, hopefully we learn from this. And I get it. Because we passed over Washington. We was tossing the rock all around on them the first time around. So probably thinking, oh, we gonna come out and do this again. Eagles gotta learn, like Ethan was saying earlier, coming here being too confident with certain stuff, bro. Listen, you got a target on your back right now. You was 8-0, you 8-1 now. You do all the little showboating. You got the Batman skit going on. You out there doing the rowing team out there when you score. The quarterback doing all that and talking about respect them and everything. Listen, we put targets on our back. Slade talking about Slade come out talking about how he's shutting down Justin Jefferson. We did a lot. Listen, and it's good, but you got to keep it up. Now everybody want to knock you off the top. So now you got a ball like that. And they did. And you still got to play the Giants and Dallas again.
Brandon Graham said he was sick that he let the team down. He said he wants to
said that. Who said he let the team down?
Who said that?
Brandon Graham.
I ain't gonna put that on him. I ain't gonna put that.
I am. He want to wear it. Put it on him.
He did. I mean, the quarterback gave himself up. So at that point, you got to act like it's a newborn baby on the floor. You got to do everything you can to avoid touching it.
Yeah. Yep. Bears definitely won that trade though. See, we jumping him down. We got Quinn. We got Quinn. He has 18 sacks last year. In this ball,
he ain't even touching the field.
He looked like he's 42. Did you see him? Have you seen him lately? Has he aged that fast?
Well, let me ask you that. It can come
his hairline look like the Batman symbol.
And so do James. So do LeBron James. Hairline ain't got nothing to do with it.
I don't like.
He looked like somebody's grandpa. I think he's Jalen Hurts' dad on the sideline. I thought Jalen Hurts' pop. Like, what Jalen Hurts' pop? Yo, like, what is going on? Play this man. I thought he could play.
Jonathan Gannon got to be called to the table too, because it could be it's the scheme. He is who he is. I hope he get a new job next year. I hope, because I don't like his play calling. I don't like his. He don't even blitz. How many times did we blitz today, or did we?
What was you going to blitz for? They wasn't trying to pass the ball. They was just going to run it down your throat.
Okay, then Brent, how many people did you bring up?
There was people up there. They just was listen. They was doing. Remember when the Giants used to have that offense 3 yards in a pile of dust? This was Washington's theory. Like, we gonna line up and we just gonna get back there and run. We don't want this quarterback. We don't want this bull back here sitting in that pocket waiting for them to come get him. We just gonna line up and we gonna run at you. And that's where I put a lot of the onus on the offensive. The defense do got to make the plays to stop them. I'm not disagreeing with that. But this is where I put stuff on the offense, because at certain times, if you see your defense just got mauled, marched down the field, even if the team only averaged a certain amount per, but if they getting down and getting third down and fourth downs, that wears your defense out. As an offense, now you got to come down. Sometimes you might have to just work the ball down the field and work it back down there to give them a chance to rest up.
They is saying
Brandon,
they said Goddard got poked in the eye on that fumble.
It won't be no preseason. We can't get to the quarterback. Tell me this was for the Eagles had a problem all year getting to the quarterback.
What, the postseason? We talking about the postseason?
Yeah, postseason. My bad. They had a magnificent game against garbage teams, like when they sacked Wentz 10 times, and that inflated their stats incredibly. Oh, they got a great pass rush. They lead the league in sacks because they had like 2 games with 10 sacks. We know they can't. We knew from the beginning rushing a quarterback was going to be a problem, right? So Howie thinks he nips him in the bud, drafting Quinn, who's a pass rush specialist. I think he ran out of like the linebacker position out of 3-4. We do play some 3-4. We do that, and we play that because we got the other dude from the Panthers that was rushing out of that too. But every time I see him, he dropping back in coverage, chasing a running back from the back. So obviously his coverage ain't that great. Rush the quarterback. You have to get pressure on the quarterback. Heineke had I don't care who the quarterback is. If he has too much time, he's gonna find somebody. Especially when he got somebody like McLaren and the what's the other dude? Other fast dude over there running crisscrosses across the field. You can't stay with nobody in man coverage that long.
Go ahead, Tom.
All right, so look at all the things that happened in this game for us to lose. We had 3 turnovers, plus we had a 15-yarder call by on CJ Garner, and then we had the roughing the passer it's almost like 5-6 things that happened in this game for us to barely lose this game. I'm optimistic that we will
against a terrible team. But yes, I agree with you.
But then I'm just looking at, we got the Titans coming up, we got Dallas coming up, we got the Giants twice coming up.
And this is why earlier in the season, when I was talking about certain stuff and people said I was hating and just enjoy what we're doing, this is why I was saying we can't go through these offensive lows. It just so happened this game, like you said, all this stuff happened earlier in the season. We only had 3 turnovers. Offensively, we only had 3 turnovers all season, and we matched that today. So all I'm saying is you can't expect to, for the most part, protect the ball as much as that. That's what I'm saying. It kind of balanced out with the turnovers, but I'm just saying we got to be more consistent on offense, on the play calling. We got to go like stop trying to get cute sometimes. Like if you line it up, if you know we got one of the more dominant run games, do it. Do it.
All right, y'all. I guess it wasn't fun. But we said we got to be committed to the wins. We committed to the losses too. So hopefully we got at least. I mean, this is an NFC East divisional opponent, so you know it's always going to be tough.
And we got 3 more divisional opponents coming up, as well as the Titans. So hopefully they'll get their heads out of their behind, and all this celebrating like you done won Super Bowl already when you're 8-0 and all that, and you know what I'm saying, all that prostrate. Now get back into the grind. Get to the grind.
Yep. Jalen played well though, so hopefully he continued playing well.
He played okay.
The offense didn't play well.
The offense didn't play well.
He can't. It's not his fault.
No, we're not going to do that. We're not going to do that. We're not going to do that because you sit there. What you want to sit there and do is you want to pick wins and losses, and you want to put, oh, he got this many wins. So he gets the losses too. So
all right, so he gets the losses.
They didn't play well. The offense didn't play well.
It goes on his resume. But all I'm saying is,
offense didn't play well.
There's an asterisk next to it that saying because of his stinking receivers. Say no, I'm just joking. We out to join. We gonna catch y'all on Sunday. Now we'll be on every Sunday. Now we got the buys and the mini buys out the way. Now for the next 8 weeks, we'll be on every Sunday after the game. And hopefully we won't have too many days like this. Anyway, you've been watching them. We out.
Hey, Andrew, you're going to be watching us